Cave with Mike and Max.
Hello and welcome to the Chat Cave with your co-host Mike McGee from Mike McGee TV, YouTube.com's very own Mike
McGee.
McGee.
That is true. I am
um,
YouTube's very own Mike McGee. And my
and
co-host, Blaximus, from the Three Geeks podcast, YouTube's own Three Geeks podcast.
yes, hello and welcome. We are excited about some new Batman stuff. Today we are gonna discuss a solid villain out of the Rogues Gallery and somebody who's getting a little press right now because there's a whole movie coming out. So we're gonna talk about Clayface today,
Yep.
and just run through some old Batman TAS episodes and discuss the character and what we think about the movie coming up.
Yeah, so we're going to be focusing specifically on a specific Clayface, because there's been like at least 8 Clayfaces in Batman history, but also a specific version of that specific version of Clayface. We're going to be talking about, the animated series Clayface, who is a version of Matt Hagen, but who lists from like other versions of the other Clayfaces. But before we even get to that, I was curious. You mentioned the trailer for the movie that's going to be coming out. I'm curious, Max, what were your thoughts on the trailer?
Okay, like this is a rare moment in like because normally you tell me Batman movie and I am fully here. Like I'm like, okay, you've already got my money. I'm ready to see. I'm excited. Let's go. This one looks really, really creepy, and that is not a selling point for me. I don't like horror. So this one, while I'm excited because it looks good, it looks very well done, it looks good, but that also means that I don't want to watch it. So I'm in a weird space. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm excited. I'm excited for more things around the movie than the movie itself. Like if it's a good horror movie, then that'll be the first superhero horror movie that we've gotten that's actually good.
Leaning into it, yeah.
And I'm excited that it's kind of just its own thing.
Hmm.
Um, it's like you don't need to watch. Apparently, it's in the same universe as Superman, but you don't need to watch Superman
Yeah.
to watch this movie. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Like let's just make movies that are good. And like later on, if we can get everyone together, and do an Avengers or whatever, like that's fine.
Right, right.
But so the trailer looks really good, but that doesn't mean that I want to watch the movie. But that means they did a really good job at the horror.
Yeah.
So
They
uh,
unnerved you enough that you're like, it looks good. I'm going to wet myself if I watch this.
yeah, like I'm probably not gonna sleep for like 16 hours after I watch the movie, but I'm definitely gonna go watch the movie. But I'm not excited about how it's going to make me feel
Right.
if they did a really good job.
Yeah, I hope they did too. Yeah, I like this new approach DC Studios is having to the movie making side of things where, yeah, why do the Marvel formula for your characters when clearly, you can go a different angle with so many different characters like this because, the DC lineup has a way more diversified kind of assortment of heroes and rogues. You can have very wholesome, wacky stuff like Superman, and then you can have body horror stuff like Clayface. And they can, yeah, like you said, coexist in the same universe, but they don't necessarily have to always meet up. Like, I'm not expecting Supergirl to show up at the end of Clayface and be like,
I
hey,
actively hope that does not
yeah.
happen.
Or like Lex Luthor shows up and be like, I'm putting together a legion.
Yes, yes. So we're getting a team together.
Yeah.
We had a
I
la
I don't need
Robert
that for
Downey.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. I mean, it's got some good talent in front of the camera and behind the camera. Mike Flanagan is involved, and I like Mike Flanagan quite a
I
bit.
think he wrote the script.
Yeah, he wrote the script. And I believe Matt Reeves is a producer too, which again, I don't know, kind of hammers home my whole feelings like just make the Batman for this DC universe at this point.
I'm down.
By
You
the
know,
by the time the next The Batman movie comes out, it'll be a time for you to release your other version of Batman. So it's like
yeah,
might as well just, I don't know, save some space maybe.
and and also like I don't know that I'm in love with this Batmobile. I need to see more of this Batmobile,
Mhm.
and I don't know what they can do that's gonna get me like I don't know how you build a better Batmobile. So
Yeah.
we need to hang around with this one for a
Yeah. Well, we need to
while.
see him again first. I need something.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but
hopefully
I
we
mean,
get
because
that
like,
soon.
but also, like the Penguin, that was so good.
Hmm.
I loved the Penguin, and so like like, and then Clayface kind of leans into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's weird how they're kind of doing like a Sony like Spider-Man-less Spider-Man verse,
Except it's good.
except it's good. Yeah, like hey guys, like if you're gonna do the villains without the hero, maybe take some notes. I don't know,
Hmm.
but or like I don't know how much of Batman we're gonna see in this movie, which I think is awesome.
We don't need him.
But no, we don't need him. Like, it would be
Yeah.
fine if he does show, if he is sort of like the villain of this movie. But I'm yeah, if he's in it, they've done a really good job of not showing
Showing
that,
it.
and I'm okay if he's not in it. So yeah, like the Clayface looks good. I'm excited for it to be good, even if I don't personally like
Right, right.
it. But yeah,
It's funny you mentioned Batman maybe or maybe not being a villain in the Clayface movie because we'll get to it when we get to an episode. Because yeah, but yeah, that I mean that kind of brings us full circle here to this discussion. Just because I was just assuming that this version of Clayface, the animated series Clayface, that was the version probably that you were first exposed to as a kid.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's the Matt Hagen Clayface is really the only one because like I never I don't think I've ever read a comic book run of Batman that featured Clayface.
Hmm.
So yeah, like this is pretty much all the Clayface I've ever known.
Well, like I said, there's been so many different iterations of him. Like different people have assumed the role of Clayface. Like the first Clayface wasn't the Matt Hagen Clayface. He wasn't even a clay monster. Like
Hmm.
the first Clayface, he was just like a Phantom of the Opera. Like I'm an actor, and kind of similar to what we saw in Cape Crusader a little bit.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
this Matt Hagen in the comics originally, I believe it was in like the 50s or 60s. He was just like a dude who came across like a special cave with that had like a powerful liquid in it. And then he's like, I'm gonna rob banks because now I can shapeshift. So I don't know if there really was much to OG Matt Hagen in the comics. This is kind of they add elements of the other Clayfaces into Hagen in this version. Like
Hmm.
he's Matt Hagen in name, maybe in personality, but also he's a little bit of Boris Karloff from the original Clayface, the actor side of things, and
Hmm.
the torment of your self-image and things like that. But we'll get into it because he had a pretty, I want to say, a fairly strong handful of episodes throughout the series, and as we'll figure out, into other series too. But yeah, let's start at the beginning with Feet of Clay, the two-part origin story for Clayface.
Yeah, this I think this is really good. I like that he's you see like this guy who's kind of struggling. His vanity has consumed him
Hmm.
as an actor, but also it's just like he's a guy just in a bad situation and he gets taken advantage of. And so like this is one of the iterations of like a villain who you can kind of empathize with,
Hmm.
and I'm not mad at it, because like he's not like the best guy, obviously he's like kind of a dick, but he's a guy, and you can understand that an actor would be a little vain, like
Yeah.
that does make sense. So yeah, I mean, I really like this. I like that. I don't understand like his stuntman or whoever like that relationship.
There's a whole thing. There's a whole
Okay.
thing about that actually, and
Um.
Kevin Altieri has spoken on that, so we'll get to it. But yeah, I like what you're saying. Yeah, that he's not the worst of the Batman rogues. Like, he's not sadistic like the Joker. He's not overly, consumed by greed or obsession like, say, Two-Face or the Penguin or anything like that. He leans more towards like the tragic side of things, like a Mr. Freeze in the animated series, except yeah, he's got hang-ups about like vanity and his image and preserving his image,
Hmm.
which makes sense in this version because he gets royally messed up. Like he was in an accident that completely like destroyed his face.
Yeah.
Very similar to kind of what you see in the opening of the Clayface trailer. Like you just see like a mangled face behind bandages, and then you see like what his actual like face looks like when he's not using the Renew You stuff.
Hmm.
And that's his bread and butter. Not just his bread and butter, but he was an actor who was really passionate about his work and enjoyed playing characters. And he's like, these are some of my best memories are these roles. And he
And
knew
his legacy, even.
yeah, his legacy. And his legacy would forever go away, or he wouldn't be able to keep doing that because of the accident. So when Daggett shows up with the Renew You, like he's desperate. And what I picked up on now upon the rewatch was like, oh yeah, I forgot the chemical itself is addictive.
Highly addictive.
Yeah, like he has to use it to keep his appearances up, but also if he doesn't do that, he's like in physical pain, like he goes through withdrawals. And it's horrible.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on. And I mean, like, yeah, to even speak about like healthcare and all that stuff like in America, like it does touch on a lot of like really really big issues,
playing on people's fears and desperations. Yeah, big
yeah.
pharma.
So yeah, I like Daggett as the actual bad guy. I like how just utterly despicable he is. I like that like that scene where he's on the TV show where Clayface shows up and like as that
he's
lady,
questioning him in the crowd. Yeah,
I thought that was very powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like just like kudos to that actress too, because like the sync up between her line and then when he transforms into full on Clayface, like it's seamless. And I gotta give the second episode that is some of the most beautiful animation I think the show has ever done. Like there's some really stellar highlights in the series overall in terms of like the animation quality, but the Clayface, the second part is some of the strongest animation I think they ever did on the show. It's just a shame the first part doesn't look that great.
No, yeah, like I was watching it, and I think this is one of the first times where I was rewatching the animated series where I was like, this came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was a little bit of that, but they do, you can just see where the money was spent, right?
I think two separate studios handled each episode. Like you can tell, like the first episode, there's a little bit of a very different visual style, not just in terms of like the quality of the animation, but like character models don't line up with the way they look in the second part. And then yeah, there's just the natural fluidity in the second part whenever you see like him doing a transformation thing, or even something like Batman like interrogating the dude in the virus room
oh my goodness,
in the hospital room.
The only thing, the part I thought was most ridiculous was Batman, the Bat Jet.
Oh yeah, in the first part where he's going through the tunnel
was so utterly ridiculous. But like the sounds that the jet makes are stupid. Like
it's
they
not
are
stealthy.
Just dumb. It's not stealthy. It's not, but it's also not any. Like because it's a jet, it would be screaming through that tunnel. Like that sound would literally be deafening.
The dude did have headphones, at least.
Oh well, yeah. But he had headphones. We
not
don't.
The other people don't.
And so yeah, that I thought the use of the bat plane was a little too over the top for me.
Right.
But that's a nitpicky little thing. I was just like, like that's an interesting. They could have done a Batmobile chase,
right?
I thought would be better.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, more logistically sound in terms of that. That kind of started a little bit of a pattern I was noticing, especially with the earlier Clayface episodes, is Batman's involvement overall. In this two-parter, like Batman's doing the investigation because Bruce Wayne's been framed. Matt Hagen is basically at the beck and call of Daggett because Daggett's given him that renew you stuff, and he's on the hook for it because he's addicted at this point. He can't do his movies, he can't fix his face, he can't not be in pain without the stuff. So Daggett's like, you're gonna do jobs for me, you're gonna impersonate so and so, and so he wants to buy out Wayne Tech essentially, and has Hagen pose as Bruce Wayne to get like the evidence of Daggett's corruption from Lucius Fox,
Yes.
who you got to admit, like, it's a Saturday morning cartoon in the 90s, so it didn't process so much when I was a little kid, but now looking back on it as an adult now, being like, yeah, Lucius, meeting up with people at 3 a.m. in the morning in abandoned places, even if it is your boss, like,
yeah, like
not the smartest thing.
When have we ever done this? Like, what? Yeah, there's got to be self-preservation at the very least. Like
I
come
get
on,
it,
man.
Kevin Conroy's voice is very soothing and reassuring when he's Bruce Wayne, but at the same time, if he were to call you up and be like, hey, you know that very important evidence about Daggett? You mind
That's
bringing
the
that with
only
me?
copies.
The only copies
these
you got?
things?
Mind bringing it with you to this spot in the middle of nowhere, where the cops can't, be around at 3 a.m. in the morning? Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
let's do that. This isn't weird at all. And I'm just like, if it was me, like you're Lucius Fox, he's not like some warehouse employee. Like I'm like, bro, no, call me at 7,
Yeah.
and I will come to the office and bring these things for
Well,
you.
he brought it up too. It's like, couldn't we have done this in the office? I'm like, you could have determined that yourself, dude.
Yeah. You could have just been like,
Come on,
all right,
Lucius.
I'll get it to you.
You're a smarter cookie than this.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Then again, Bruce doesn't make the smartest decision to just go to the hospital to ask Lucius, are you sure that was me that attacked you?
Right.
As he's recovering from his trauma.
Yeah.
And he's
this
like, holy
horribly
shit,
traumatic
Bruce Wayne's
experience.
about to attack me with the cops outside.
Yeah, all friggin' 6'8" of Bruce Wayne shows up in the dark in your hospital room. You're like, no, like this is fine. This is fine.
Because I hadn't watched the episodes in a while, so looking back at that, like part of me is like, there has to be a better reason why he went there. Like he had another kind of plan in motion. That's why.
But I mean, like he snuck in through the window.
Yeah, but also I was like, okay, he's purposely getting caught by the cops for a reason, and I'm like, why? There is no reason. He was just dumb.
Yeah,
like
that was
not the smartest play, Bruce.
no, that was like a year one Batman
move.
Which
Which I'll give it this because these 2 episodes were early in the series, so maybe this was Batman still kind of figuring things out and trying to find his footing in terms of detective skills. Who knows? But
that was like just lazy. This is for kids. We don't. We need him to get caught by the cops. Like we don't really need a valid reason why.
Before we get to, because I do want to talk about like the visuals of part 2 especially, because those are some fun visuals. But you mentioned the stuntman, the stand-in, Teddy, and kind of his relationship with Matt. And yes, there is, looking back on that now, as a full-grown adult who has been through some different walks of life in his adulthood, there's definitely some coded tones there with regards to their connection to each other.
Yeah, I mean, like
he is living in his house cooking dinner for him.
Right. Yeah, like if they're not a gay couple, then what is going on here?
Apparently, at one point, I looked this up because I was just curious too. Because I was like, "Oh man, this is way more queer coded than what I remember it." And then I looked it up, and director Kevin Altieri basically said like, "Oh yeah, that's supposed to be implied that they're in a relationship." Which makes the next couple of episodes after this. But at the same time, I got a theory about that too. But there's that moment where like in part 2 where he figures out like, oh, I can transform on a whim. And Teddy comes up to him and like wraps his arms around his arm. He's like, it's not over for us. We can continue. Yeah. Like, that's not just like, my buddy still got it. That's
like I still get to be a stuntman. It's like, no, you can be a stuntman for anyone.
Yeah, you could just be anybody's stuntman, dude. You don't even look like the guy. Like,
right.
Even with the accident and so forth. But like that wasn't just like our careers are saved. That was like, you got it, honey. Like
I'm
that was
so
love.
happy for you, like
Yeah.
as a person. Like this is healing you. Yeah, yeah, like yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm all for that. That is
oh yeah, it just like without it's obviously during the times they couldn't just say it.
it was early 90s, not gays days.
Yeah,
Like you can't just outright have out LGBTQ characters.
right. And
They got a little bit like in the Superman show. What's her name? Maggie Sawyer. She has like a girl with her when she's in the hospital and things like that's implied to be her girlfriend. They're like holding hands, so they get a little bit more overt with it as time goes on. But here it's like, yeah, that clearly maybe they want to go for something a little bit more on the nose, and I'm guessing Fox was like, you can't do that.
yeah, but I mean also, like I I didn't really notice it as much as when I was a
Right.
kid, like, but
It went
like
over our
I
heads as a
also,
kid.
yeah, but I had no problems with it,
No.
and so like, maybe the subtlety is fine,
Yeah.
like because like
Well,
normalizing this thing,
yeah, I'm not
but
expecting it's still like a show, so I'm not expecting it to be overly explicit. Just like I wouldn't be expecting a Batman and Talia scene to be overly explicit in a kid show or something like
yeah,
that, you
for
know.
sure, for sure,
So I wasn't, but at the same time, like looking back on now, because I am a queer, man, and I look back on the now, I'm like, how did I miss that? Wow. Okay.
right? Yes, yeah.
So
So yeah, that's like that was cool, and yeah, like just as I'm watching, I'm like, why is this guy here? Like, what is the whole? Like
yeah,
because again, like they can't say it. But yeah, doing more research, like, I'm glad that the director had
yeah,
mentioned
he
like, hey, like this
he
is
he
definitely something we
stated
were
at an
trying
interview
to.
or something, and
Yeah.
it's an abusive relationship too.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Again, like then this is where Matt Hagen is not. Like where the tragedy of him is well, yeah, like yeah, he's kind of a dick though, so he
He's a
kind of had it
dick.
coming.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like this dude is, like even saying like, hey, oh man, you're cured basically, like you're this thing, and he's just like, ah, I'm not, fuck you,
yeah.
like,
What do you
so
care or whatever? Like, no, but yeah, there was a point I was watching the episodes last night. Like I was texting Katie, and at one point she had no idea because I don't think she even has seen these episodes or remembers them outright. I'm like,
Mm.
at one point I just sent her the message. I'm like, Teddy, leave him. Like, and she's like, what does that mean? I'm like, you got to watch these episodes. I'm just like, Teddy, leave his ass.
Like yeah, Teddy deserves better
Teddy
because like
deserves.
he's just a
He,
good dude.
I felt
Like
so bad for him at the end of the episode. Like he's legitimately wrecked with what happens to Clayface,
yeah,
with Clayface's supposed demise.
um, yeah, no, Teddy's a good dude. It sucks that he's got to go through all this,
And
but
never seen
you
again.
can't. Yeah, never, yeah, never to be mentioned ever again.
I mean,
But
if
you
that
can't
happened,
help who you love,
yeah,
and
if that happened to my partner and it ended horrifically, I'd be like, I gotta leave this city. Like the first smart person to get out of Gotham. Yeah,
yes, absolutely. Like yeah, there's nothing for you here now, and you can be a stunt man for anyone.
hmm
So
yeah.
that's totally fine.
The visuals. I love the creativity they take with the visuals for Clayface in the two-parter, in the second part especially,
Hmm.
because you see him become Clayface at the end of the first episode, and that's it. In the second half, that's where the animation really shines because you see him not only like morph into different people, his body's kind of always fluctuating and changing size. What was it like? He goes from like steel hands to like full on wall of bricks in like
To lobster
to
claws.
lobster claws.
Lobster claws are my favorite.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome. Um,
Oh,
yeah, no, the animation is like top notch in this second episode for sure.
yes. Yeah, yeah, this is definitely a showcase piece for the series.
Hmm.
And yeah, very well done. Just because yeah, Clayface is very dynamic and just he's got a lot going on, and like that makes him a really cool character to use. And as we talk about more about how he gets used later on in the series, like it's
Hmm.
kind of disappointing because like there's a lot Like I mean, like
There's
you're saying,
potential,
like
and then
when you show what's going on with Clayface, just all the different things that he's doing and being, and you like when even when he's like doing the freak out, like when you know he's
that is the
morphing to
scariest
all.
stuff because it's
Yeah,
involuntary. Like he mentions, I can't be all of them at once, and it's like tensing a muscle that he can't control it when it's overload, and so he's like
yeah,
jerking around and spinning and all these like different, like, yeah, body horror stuff. Like if that happens in the live action movie and is as if it can be a fraction of as creepy as the animation was, that'd be
yeah.
great. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's gonna be real good. But yeah, this was, you know, yeah, just like creepy and gross and really cool and interesting and
hmm
yeah, it really captures your imagination and it really yeah, just like puts you in this weird place where Batman doesn't get to hang out in a lot, or at
yeah,
least like they don't let you. But yeah, it was really dope. But I think that there's also a cornerstone of Clayface that I kind of hoped or I hope is a thing.
what's that?
But like, what if Clayface's real like villain hang up is he needs to do the perfect death scene? So it's like Clayface will never win because he always wants to give this death scene, but it's gotta be earned,
It's like
you know.
chasing
So
a high,
yeah,
basically.
yes.
Yeah,
So he's got to push Batman to give him this death scene, and Batman's the only one who can give him, you know, like give him the moment
you're
where
right.
he gets to die. But like he'll always come back because he always needs to do another death scene.
Yeah, well, because
And
yeah, he gets really close in like the first handful of episodes. Like, yeah,
yeah, and you think like, oh, okay, well that's it for Clayface. He's washed down the drain. But like, no, he always comes back. But like, I was like, what if that's his hang up? Like he just wants these epic death
death
scenes.
scenes. He wants it to resonate. He wants it so, the Joker wants to make Batman laugh. Clayface wants to make Batman cry from his sheer performance.
Yes, the drama of it and the yeah, just the moment. Because
Oh
like this is a really good one. You like this is
yeah,
a really good death scene and the later on one is also like a good
it's a good one. Yeah,
so that's where I came up with the theory, the death
that's
scene
a good
theory.
theory. Honestly, I like that as kind of his motivation for why he continues to keep coming back as an
Yes.
antagonistic force. Is like he's just chasing like, I gotta out top what I did last time.
Right.
Um, and a lot of that I feel can be attested to Ron Perlman's performance because he voices Clayface throughout this entire run,
Hmm.
and we all love Ron Perlman,
Yeah.
and I think
No, that's
he sells the conviction in it. However, I will say, even as a kid, when I saw his death scene in this last part of the origin story, when he does a, you know what I would have given for a death scene like this? Guess I'll have to wait to read the notices. And
mhm.
then and I'm like, even as a kid, I'm like, well, that's a bit over dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's an actor. I'm
Yeah.
like, even then, as like a 10-year-old or whatever, however old I was, I'm like, he's not dead. He's
No,
not dead.
and yeah,
He's not.
when they're
This isn't his most convincing acting so far in the episode.
when they start like getting heavy handed, oh, I guess the curtain's closing on me. You know, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
In the next
yeah,
episode, which yeah,
I was just like, come on, you know.
well, should we just get into mudslide at this point?
Yeah. Let's do it. So, goodbye, Terry.
Teddy,
Teddy,
yeah.
sorry, Teddy is no more. And is on his way. But so yeah,
I
where did
can't,
this doctor was
she was a
his?
consultant on the film where he played a senator
Mm,
who was in an
yes.
accident and then he fell in love with his plastic surgeon. She was like a consultant on the movie and he
And
actually fell in love with her. Here's my theory though, is because here's why I feel like there was some behind the scenes like, hey, that whole thing with Teddy in the origin stuff, can we walk back some of that? Because not only
yeah,
is it like, can we give him a lady for this episode, but also they go way out of their way to say like Matt Hagen in his heyday, he was a player. See all these hot chicks that he was
yeah,
gallivanting around with. I'm
yeah.
like, I of course as a kid you don't notice it. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, fine. But now looking back, and especially watching all the episodes back to back, I was like, for a guy who was very reclusive or portrayed as being very reclusive in the initial episodes, even like before you get into like his accident, things like that, and you know, the way he interacts with Teddy. But then to go into this, where it's like magazine covers of like all these girls on his arm, and Alfred's like, oh, you know, whatever. And he does the whole catty, like, perhaps she's into mud baths. I'm like, you're a catty bitch, Alfred.
Yeah. But I also thought that was a bit adult. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it was like adult, but
my
I felt
brain is taking it to that next level that it wasn't meant to go to. But I was like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alfred.
No, I don't get me wrong. I appreciate the line. But then since I did watch all these back to back, like, I mean, it was just like, I wonder if some executive was like, we got to make him way straight this time. Don't
but then
leave it up
also,
in the air.
though, like, they say like he ran through these girls and had no like significant relationships. Like
oh,
he's
maybe
just,
yeah,
they're beards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like in overselling, they kind of give you a you know, still, you know.
Yeah, he's like, don't pay attention. Here's what I'm actually like. Blah blah blah. Yeah. I guess what I'm getting into is my whole diatribe about the LGBTQ-ness of Clayface, which, you know, actually, if you watch like the Harley Quinn show, like that's there pretty prominently as well. And we can actually chain this to the next episode too. But anyways, he's falling apart. Physically, he is falling apart, and it is gross. I hate that he leaves little chunklets of himself around.
little poo trail.
Ew, it's so gross. I hate it.
It didn't bother me that much, but no, I definitely could see, yeah, like when, you know, when he like jumps out and is like trying to bring himself back together and is slowly like lumbering along.
It's hard for him, yeah. So he's like he's robbing banks so he can get the money to finance the equipment that this lady, what's her name again? I'm trying to Stella,
yes.
because he yells Stella.
Yes, like that. I was like, come on, guys. Like,
I didn't get it as a kid, but then I went to film school, or not film school, but I went to film class and watched Streetcar, and I was just like, oh, that's what Batman pulled it from.
Right.
That was my first thought whenever I saw Streetcar, was just like, he ripped off Brando. Okay.
And I was like, and that, yeah, to me too, is just like, this episode seems so heavy-handed. In like he's an actor, he's you know, again, like he's a ladies man.
You said he's doing the whole can't curtains going down. And I'm like, you're about to legitimately die, dude. Like, you can't be quipping.
No, yeah, like yeah. Do we need a one-liner here? Like, is this, you know, like this is sort of the sort of thing that you expect from like Batman
66,
Batman Forever.
Yeah,
no,
or, the sixth Adam West show, or Schumacher. Well, speaking of Batman, the whole last act is really his fault. Like, he could have just let the experiment conclude.
Yeah, you know, or because he's always like, I want to help you.
And then immediately shuts off the equipment as it's almost done.
Yeah, but then also it's like, that was Wayne Tech.
Yeah.
He could have just gave it to him. Like, if he wanted to help him, he could have just helped him.
Yeah.
Like,
no, the lab boys at the precinct can take care of it. I'm like, no, they can't.
No.
And why are you lying to them?
So like that was
that legit.
Again, like, I don't know if that was lazy. Like, this is just for kids.
They needed an excuse for him to fight.
Yeah.
They needed a big fight at the end. And that was an easy way to do it. It was just have Batman show up and ruin the experiment, even though it looked like it was going to work.
Like, it was working.
He was so close.
Yeah, that was wild to me.
I'm not gonna lie. I got legitimately mad. I forgot that's why there's a third act fight, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm so upset at Batman right now." Like, like 5 seconds, dude. 5 seconds, and you wouldn't even have to fight.
No, you wouldn't, because like you said, you would help this dude. You told him, you promised him you would help him.
Yeah.
And this is the help. And it seems like you developed this thing specifically to help Clayface.
This is coming back to our 50th episode where you were talking about Bruce Wayne and his resources and how he should maybe utilize them maybe a little bit better.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. That was, I just feel like poor, lazy writing.
Yeah, it was an excuse. I did like the chest burster homage where he had like put Batman inside him and Batman's face like is like
Batman's punching and trying to,
like, that was scary. I was like,
yeah. But that was really cool. I thought again, like that's just an interesting Clayface because like yeah, he's just like if you've played D&D at all, like yeah, he's just like a gelatinous cube. It's like
Hmm.
just absorb you. I could
Yep.
just do
And he'll
that.
shoot a grapnel through your head. It'll be horrific.
Yeah.
Because like, oh my god. Because I guess it's established that yeah, it hurts him when stuff like
Goes through
goes
him,
through
or
him.
yeah,
Like
or he's still taking the impact, even if it like like
yeah,
it's
because
not.
he like exclaimed in pain. He was like ah, and like Batman like comes out of his back. I was like
Yeah.
oh. And again, I sent another text to Katie being like, Stella, leave him. Like,
Right? Like, nah. And then he's like feeding her the lines from the
oh my
show.
god, yeah. You not only cured my what was it? You cured
You
my
didn't
heart.
cure my face, you cured my heart, or something like that. It's just like,
They
come on. Like she was just watching that part of the thing. Like why did they go through the trouble of showing us this to like have him regurgitate the line at her? And then like and that to me is even like you're saying, like Stella leave him, Teddy leave him, like he is
it's
he,
vanity.
yeah, he as a man like isn't even capable of really loving somebody else.
I mean, he might care for these people, but he is so wrapped up in like the fact that he's lifting lines from his movies, that he's so wrapped up in the image that he portrays on the screen that he can't recognize like what people are immediately seeing in him right then and there, whether he's disfigured, whether he's full on Clayface, whether he's a little action figure man in a suit. Like
Yes.
Stella and Teddy are there for him 100%.
Oh, so
However
like
he is, and he just can't see it
because
because he's
Stella
so wrapped up in who he
gave up
should be.
her fortune for this
Yes.
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And pretty much, yeah, she's going to jail.
yeah. I mean, yeah. This is
She's
aiding and abetting at the very least.
at the very end, all I could think like, yeah, she's crying. She's devastated because he fell into water and dissolved. And like Batman's just gonna be like, ah man, yeah, it's sad. Anyways.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh dang, I wanted to help that guy so much.
So
I
bad
wish
I wanted to
I
help him.
wish there was a way I could have helped him.
Ah, darn
Stella!
darn he did yell he yelled Hagen at the end. Hagen! I'm like, you
Yeah.
put him in that position, you dick.
Yeah. No, it's 100% his fault. It's 100% entirely avoidable.
Man. But yeah, that is kind of the whole deal. What we were saying about Clayface is that he is so wrapped up in his perfect image of himself that he's blind to what everyone else is, offering him. Essentially, they're like, you don't need to be that. Who you are now,
Yeah,
that's enough.
like they
Teddy
love
said
the
it, it's like,
monster.
yeah,
They love
it's
the
not over.
monster.
This is a new beginning. It's not over. Stella
Yeah.
basically said like, you sure that I mean, she wanted to help. She wanted to help
Yeah.
him, but also at the same time, she's like,
But
it
she's
wouldn't be
not
the
like,
worst thing.
yeah, she's not like, oh man, like I can't look at you in this form. Like I
No.
can't wait until you're like a hunk of man
Yeah, she
again, so that I
clearly
can
she
really
clearly
love
loves
you.
him for him. So it's like, yeah. Thankfully, though, they do drop the whole actor speak stuff in his newer episodes.
Yeah, I didn't like the mudslide episode. Like,
Yeah,
it was
I like the animation was still solid.
yeah. Technically a fine episode, but yeah,
There's a lot of
like,
holes in it.
yeah, just I mean, like I don't like Batman in that episode. I don't like Clayface. I don't have any empathy or sympathy for Clayface in this episode.
Hmm.
Um, which it makes me sad because like there's a lot in the character. There's a lot of potential there, and yeah, they really just villain of the week him and Saturday morning cartoon him in that episode. For
I mean,
sure.
that's kind of what they did for a lot of the characters. Don't get me wrong, I still love the show, and it's still solid writing for the most part. But it's like as soon as, like, for example, Harvey Dent, as soon as he has his Two-Face origin, like that's the most compelling. Obviously, that's going to be the most compelling arc is seeing him become Two-Face and how he deals with the fallout of that, how Batman deals with the fallout of that. And then once that happens, you rarely see them harken back to that. I think they did
Yeah,
it for like one episode where like Bruce Wayne still is there for Harvey, despite Harvey being Two-Face now and being terrible. But then from there on out, Two-Face is just a gangster. He's just a
Yeah.
supervillain. So it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, you got to give and take because they were still writing primarily for the Saturday morning crowd. They wanted to be more mature, and they were more mature, but also they clearly had to toe the line with the network they were on. So
Yeah, that is true. But like it was like also like so going on to the next episode where we see Clayface, which
yeah,
is
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, which is a Robin episode, and it's my favorite Robin, Tim Drake Robin.
This kind of Tim Drake Robin too.
Yes, yeah.
Where he's a little Jason Todd.
For sure. This one really was like a different. Like made me think about Clayface in a different way because I'm like, did he put a part of his brain in the doll? You know, like
Or again, this is getting back to my thesis about the LGBTQ-ness of Clayface. He chose his avatar to be a little girl. There's something there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean,
it could have just been like a young or even like it's been years. Like no one would maybe recognize Matt Hagen. He could have just made a human.
He could have just been
Matt Hagen
any
avatar.
Dude.
Yeah, he could have been regular,
any dude,
but he chose a little girl.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And hopefully someone did think about that and is like, you know what, like this is.
Who I think did think about that? The writers of Harley Quinn, because they made Clayface in season 2. One of his disguises is a sorority girl named Stephanie, and she's like the best thing about season 2 of Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Whenever Clayface shapeshifts into Stephanie, it's hilarious. But the thing is, it seems like he's way more comfortable being Stephanie than Clayface.
Yeah, that he is being Clayface. Hey, you know what though? Like live in the skin you feel good in. Like,
but at the same time, I don't know if I would want to be what's her name, Annie, in this, because she immediately is put upon by old ass creepy bikers who are like catcalling and wolf whistling at her.
Yeah,
and
Gotham
I'm like,
City is a terrible.
I'm like,
terrible
oh my god,
place.
she's like 13 at least. Like,
yeah,
it's
maybe 13.
I mean, she's not real.
No, but also she looks like a 13-year-old
girl.
Looks like
a 13-year-old. This is weird, dudes. What's going on?
This is gross. This is like what in the Epstein is going on here. We don't need any of that.
Yeah,
just the most despicable people to be animated. But
I should mention this is the redesigned Batman series 2, where it was sharing time slots with Superman, I think, on the Kids WB. So they might have been able to get away with a lot more stuff on Kids WB than they were allowed to on Fox. I think like Batman's allowed to say "oh my god" a couple of more times than he usually is allowed to. But like, yeah, I completely forgot that. Oh, it opens with them possibly assaulting a preteen.
Yes,
like this is
child.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, just like weird things that don't resonate with you when you're a kid. But
but now you're like, Jesus. Yeah. But you mentioned it's a Robin centric one, and yeah, I like this Tim Drake, and I think the title's very appropriate. It's about like kind of him wanting to break free a little bit of Batman's regiment. And
you're like, he treats me like a kid. You're like, I was like, well, bro, you're 13.
You are.
You're a kid. Like it's okay to be a kid.
Can he be less of a hovering presence? Sure, but at the same time,
and but like that's the I wish, I wish they would have been like, I can handle more than you're allowing versus you're treating me like a kid. Like
well, to in his defense, Alfred does call Batman out. He's like, "Oh, you still have a tracker in his belt. He's right. You still do treat him like a child."
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's got a tracker in your belt.
He's got a tracker in everybody.
Yeah, he's Batman. Like, that is not... No, everyone gets that treatment.
What was the Mr. Terrific line? He's like, you put GPS trackers in your friend's bloodstream? Oh, I do that to everybody.
Like, what's a little GPS tracker between random acquaintances?
I do like, though, this is hilarious in retrospect now. I'm sure when I was a kid, like, hearing Kevin Conroy say this line was like, ooh, that's creepy. Where he figures out, like, what's going on. And he's like, he has the line, I know who daddy is.
Yeah.
And when you're younger, like, you hear Kevin Conroy's Batman say that, you're like, ooh, creepy. Why? What's happening? Now I was like, I know who Daddy is too, Kevin. R.I.P. Sir. Love you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what else? What else is there to say about that? Yeah, it's that is a hard one to pull off.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he does okay in the moment, but
Well, because it's inherently a very silly line, but at the
yes.
same time, like when he delivers it with the gravitas of like, I'm giving this person a terminal diagnosis, like it works really well.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I liked this episode
Yeah,
too because it gives Clayface a different. It's another aspect of Clayface that you wouldn't have thought about without this episode.
he
Um,
kind of he drops the facade of trying to be decent or reasonable. He's just like he's out for himself at this point. If
yeah,
this is absolutely sharing continuity with his previous versions, like yeah, he's dropped the whole actor thing. Like he's not talking nonstop about being an
no,
actor.
yeah, yeah. Like he's been Clayface for a little bit, and that's what we're doing now.
Hmm.
But it just made me think like, what is it like to be missing a portion of yourself? Like, did he give up something of himself to make this
Yeah,
avatar, and like, and that's why he like needs it back so badly, like, and so I thought that it was very well acted. I liked the premise of this episode like
it's
a
a very
lot
Star
more
Trek
than the
episode too,
mudslide. Yeah.
because doesn't that avatar have a right to kind of forge its own identity at this point? Like it clearly is emoting, which means there's something
Hmm.
a little bit more there perhaps. It's like, isn't it worth it to, don't we owe it to this being to allow herself to figure it out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and like, and Robin too, when he's like, and add murder onto the list,
Yeah.
like he felt for this person,
Oh,
and they are
that
gone
scene's
now.
legitimately sad.
Yeah,
It's
and
very
and
it's very anime too. She's a very anime adjacent type of character in terms of design. So when the Akira thing happens, it's terrifying.
yeah, oh for sure, yeah, and like, yeah, when she gets absorbed, like that's so heartbreaking.
It is
uh,
legitimately sad. I was like, I'm not gonna cry at this. No, I'm okay.
yeah, poor Annie.
Yeah.
Just like this poor girl who has to run away from super creepos and then kill, like, sacrifice herself for the greater good.
Yeah.
And again, like, that's just so crazy to me because it's Clayface. Like, that she is Clayface, but she still wants to like save these people, and like you're saying, like she's got her own motivations, she's got her own like train it, like her own, she
Feelings and
is herself, yeah, but yeah, so I really like this episode. I definitely liked it way better than the mudslide
mudslide.
episode,
Yeah.
which I'm just gonna put at the very bottom, as far as like the rankings or whatever.
Right, right.
But no, this was dope.
Yeah, even though Clayface is just more, he's definitely more of a villainous type of persona here. Like it raised some really good ideas about like
Yes.
what the nature of his abilities are and what those implications of those abilities are for himself and for others. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and also get like it being like him trying to get a piece of himself back. Like, you don't need him to. He doesn't need to be more than the Jason Voorhees of this episode,
right.
because like that's all that's really going on for him. Like he's like, I'm missing a punk of like part of my prefrontal lobe here. Like, I need to get this back. Um. So yeah, like he's still very like villain of the week for this one, but like it's a whole different thing just because of what's going on with Annie.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, actually, that ability, that might not be the first time that something similar to that was brought up, because I believe in the comics, a version of Clayface had that ability of like absorption and also being able to kind of disperse a part of themselves to function on its own, but then could also like absorb from others. I think they actually did a weird workaround of this in later comics, like in the Rebirth, where Clayface could, or in the New 52, Clayface could, when he touches someone, take on their DNA and so
Oh,
forth.
so
And
he could
so
actually like be you
be
and
you,
have, yeah,
yeah, but still be him, but at the sim time, how much of him is you and so forth. And
right,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
no, that's dope.
So
that's cool. You know, like that's really cool. And yeah, no, I dig it. And I like this episode a lot. I remember this one,
yeah,
and it was fun on the rewatch. But
a lot
yeah.
of again, one of their solid animation standouts. I think like
Mm.
very like I said. One thing I noticed about the animation of Clayface in this new redesign was he's a lot slower, but I think that works. Like if you notice, like his movements are so smooth and slow, like he's just constantly oozing
Hmm.
everywhere. Like that wall of brick thing he did in the first episode, he does it again here, but it's like slow and like so smooth of an animation. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's unnerving.
Yeah. Yeah. You think like getting hit with like a viscous, you know, it reminds me of the Boston molasses flood.
Yes, I was just I just listened to the last podcast episodes about the
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I
Hmm.
feel like getting hit by Clayface would be like.
That's horrifying too, because yeah, that much molasses,
Is
you're
yeah,
so
this
screwed.
sticky, like there's nothing to be done, and the more you try to fight it, the it just getting it's yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's creepy and unnerving, but like you're saying, like that slow wall where it's like solid, but it's still like not solid.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is super good. Yeah, and again, like yeah, the animation is solid in this one, and again, Clayface just gives you the opportunity to really go for it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of their standouts are due to the more outlandish, like shapeshifter type of characters, and yeah, no, they put their best foot forward whenever they have to go hog wild with his abilities.
Mm.
I'll talk briefly about Holiday Nights here because yeah, basically the episode it's like three little vignettes. I think there's a Harley and Ivy one,
Yeah.
and then the middle's the Clayface, and at the end's the Joker, of course, because it's Joker. But
Mm.
the Clayface one, like Barbara Gordon's out shopping at like the Gotham's version of Fifth Avenue or whatever,
Mhm.
and Clayface is basically, and again, this is feeding into what this episode was about, was he's four separate little kids, and he's just stealing shit from the from the store and pickpocketing. And then he comes to the four of them come together and it turns into Clayface. And it's throughout all this it's Ron Perlman voicing him. But then at the same time I'm like, man, Clayface, sure, are slumming it.
Yeah, like yeah, like pickpocketing and stealing from stores around Christmas time, like
I think
it's just,
she eventually Batgirl eventually like draws him out to not Rockefeller Plaza and has him fall through the ice and electrocutes him. And I think Harvey Dent was undercover as Santa and he has to go get all the jewels and stuff that are in Clayface. So Montoya's like, roll up them sleeves, Harvey. And I'm like,
Ugh.
that
But
sucks.
that, like also like what gets me too, and the problem I have is like in the first episode with Clay, in the first what is it, Feet of Clay,
The origin. Yeah.
yeah, they establish that electricity doesn't do
Doesn't
anything,
do anything to him. Yeah.
but then every other episode after that.
Electricity clearly does stuff to him. No,
So like, I was like, come on, guys, like continuity, like this
I
is
mean,
not hard.
yeah, continuity can be kind of tricky with stuff like maybe you could argue like okay, his powers maybe mutate over time because also too he can I don't know. There's conveniently a lot of solvent around when you need it,
Yeah,
so it's
but,
like
at least
you gotta
with the
buy
solvent, I'm like, okay, like that is not going. You're like, okay, like
right,
did we need this to be here because we can't use the electricity? Yes, but also like at least we're not just running over stuff that we've already we've already
right,
said doesn't work. Um, yeah,
yeah,
like I don't know how they ended up because like in the growing pains, like where were they? Were there these just vats of solvent that Robin can strategically batarang
yeah. I
to?
mean, Ace Chemicals clearly is doing fine for itself despite its many supervillain related origins.
Like if they did a Coyote versus Acme on Ace Chemicals, like
Oh, hell yeah.
they could
City of
absolutely.
Gotham versus Ace. Like, hell yeah, they could take them. They could take them for all they're worth.
Mm,
Like, how many? Like Joker, big one right there.
yeah.
You could have just won on Joker alone. Like,
Yeah, no, that's it. Case closed. Like you
yeah,
don't even need to. But yeah, no, Ace Chemicals is just like, I mean, OSHA violations
Oh,
out
across
the
the board.
wazoo.
I mean, what do you expect from Gotham? I mean,
Fair, you know,
yeah,
like that's also true. Like look at where we're at. Obviously, people have been bribed. Things have
clearly,
been
clearly.
things have
Boss
been
Thorne and
left to the wayside.
Daggett's covered. He's
Yeah.
got the best lawyers, the best legal team for Roland Daggett. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah. So but which episode are we on?
so
Or
you
we're just
actually
talking
did
about the
watch
holiday stuff.
Justice League.
Yes, I watched the Secret Society. And it's not Gorilla Grodd. Who
It is Gorilla Grodd,
is
I
it? Gorilla
think.
Grodd?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and yeah, he's putting together the Injustice League, or you know, like the Secret Society.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it's Gorilla Grodd, Giganta, Shade, um, Ice. What's her name?
Killer
Uh,
Frost.
Killer Frost.
And I'm trying to
Killer
remember who else
Frost,
was in it.
Clayface, and
I, I think I remember like Clayface is the last one they get, right?
oh, Sinestro,
Sinestro. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is like, oh God, you're like, I'm
Sinestro's
sorry.
slumming it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what is Sinestro doing?
I mean,
Like this is, yeah. But they you know, the girl got puts a team together, and he's been kind of affecting the Justice League with his mental powers to make them angry at each other,
oh
and
yeah, that's right. Like they were already kind of having issues, and then he kind of just
it
really
compounds them. Yeah.
compounds them. Yeah. Hmm.
So like they're having teamwork issues, and this what I thought was interesting with this one, because Clayface, like as a character, is kind of just like another villain
Mm-hmm.
in this one, and you know, like he does cool Clayface things, but there's not really any substance behind it. Um, he's just, yeah, just like the shape shifting guy who can, you know, yeah, so he's just Clayface.
And it's still
But
Ron Perlman, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's well done, and the animations is solid. But yeah, like they don't really give him a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
in this one, and I mean, like there's just there's a lot of stuff going on. It's Justice League Unlimited, so like there's so many characters.
I think there was
Um,
also around that time there was a lot of stuff about using Bat characters in the show. Like you could use Batman, but you'll notice like none of the Bat family show up. Alfred maybe shows up once or twice for a big event thing.
mhm.
And then like Joker will show up, but it's got to be Joker centric episode and things like that. But you never see anyone else really. And so yeah, that Clayface is a interesting outlier. Just because I
Yeah,
think they were just trying to tell stories with other DC characters they hadn't worked with yet. So
yeah, and you could just kind of tell like they're also just like grabbing the like, ooh, what villains would be cool.
hmm
Yeah, and they kind of like had to scale power level. So yeah, I mean, Clayface is a perfectly fine addition to this one. I really liked that there was just a dude keeping Clayface in some biohazard containers
oh,
just to
that's where
have.
they find them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like they have to go break Clayface out of this dude's like art gallery pretty much, because he's got Clayface as this trophy. But like he's not like displaying Clayface as Clayface. He's
He's
just
just
got
in
him in red biohazard containers.
poor dude. I mean, that's where a little bit of sympathy comes back. I'm like, you've spent like how many years probably just in cans.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it sucks.
And I think they missed a beat where they could have been like, where Batman's like, I always wondered what happened to
Happened to him.
Clayface. You know, so like they don't really touch on it from the Batman side of things, but I thought that
Hmm.
would have been kind of fun, or kind of funny. But no, in this one, like, yeah, it's not as bad as the mudslide episode, but like he's also just doesn't really get
He's not a
much.
focus. Yeah.
No.
Huh. Well, and yeah, I believe that's the last time we ever see him. This version of him, anyway. So
Hmm.
he does have something of a successor, because in Batman Beyond we got Ink, and she's got a little bit of like Clayface style to her. I mean,
Hmm.
she's definitely more of a villain because she's like a corporate saboteur and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, she can do the shape shifting and the you know forming constructs out of herself and things like that. So but yeah, No, I do like this character quite a bit, and it's amazing like how much more you pick up on him. Like was saying earlier, how much more you pick up on him beyond just being an antagonist for Batman. Like
Hmm.
there's that vanity thing. There's the coding of his relationships with people,
Yeah.
which I'm like that's very apparent to me now.
Oh yeah, no, it's because I was just like, guy, what are you doing? Like
You don't
it,
even look. I was like, you don't even look like the guy. You're
no,
like you can.
you don't look like the guy, and he is doing nothing but shitting on you.
Yeah, he's treating you like
You,
garbage.
yeah, if they're just like bros, like
Hmm.
what are you doing here, dude?
Yeah. No,
But
he was hoping for something. Poor Teddy.
yeah, poor Ted.
And
Justice for
poor
Teddy.
Stella too, because she
Oh
was
yeah,
trying.
yeah. No, like anyone in love with this dude.
Poor
It,
Teddy, poor Stella, poor Annie. God damn.
oh, Annie, the worst. Annie overall, because Stella and Teddy, they could and should just walk away. And
Hmm.
if you, it sucks to be in an abusive relationship, and you need to know to get out.
Out.
Like you need to do that. Like that's for you.
Well,
But
the
like
thing is,
Annie,
Annie could have walked away. We don't know. She might have been able to. It would, if you notice, like he's the one doing the pursuing, and it ties back into your whole thing about his image. Like he's like, you're a part of me.
yeah.
Like it's like he seemed to be functioning fine. It seemed more like a possession type where he's like, no,
Yeah.
you're part of me. That's the end of the story.
Right.
You
Like
have no
I'm
say in
not.
this. You're me.
Yeah.
It's all
But
about me.
oh yeah, yeah. Like and just the character of this Matt Hagen Clayface would not allow any, because I mean like you don't even know what she like. I'm sad that we never got more with Annie. Like
Right.
when she like realized that is Clayface. Like that would have been cool if they gave her a few more episodes before.
What's interesting about that is that eventually Clayface, I believe in the post New 52 comics, he became a member of the Batman family. Like Batman was actively working to rehabilitate him and included him, and like apparently him and what's her name? Uh Cass Cassie Kane,
Oh yeah,
the silent
sidekick.
Batgirl. Yeah. Orphan or
The
Batgirl.
yeah.
Like apparently they were like buddies. Like they got
Hmm.
along, they became like best friends when he was on the team.
That's
So,
cool.
but
I'm
yeah.
down for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's they could have done a lot more with Annie. After just for storytelling, I feel like there's a lot there that
Hmm.
they could have gone with. But that's whatever. Poor Annie. Justice for
Yeah.
Annie.
Well, so this won't be our usual chatterang thing, but so we can do the ranking. I already know what's at the bottom, and honestly, it's my bottom episode too. Yeah, mudslide. It
I don't know how that's even defensible.
Yeah.
I would love to have someone be like, "No, Mudslide is the best." Like, I would love to hear the arguments on this.
In all in all of the progression that could have been made in that episode, it felt like a step back from where we left him.
Yes, absolutely,
Like
100%.
not in terms of, like you said, in terms of his characterization too, because it's like he really is still just stuck in this mode of like me, fuck everybody else and their
Mhm.
feelings. But also in terms of Batman, like the Batman side of it
Oh
is
yeah,
really a letdown because it's like
yes,
you could have just sat this whole thing out and it would have been fine, dude.
it would have been totally fine. And also, but
I
even
get
still,
you need to get involved in case people get hurt and things like that. But once you find out what he's actually up to, just give him 5 more seconds.
no, and it's also just like you promised to help
You
this
promised to
man.
help him, yeah. In
You
the previous
explicitly
encounter,
said that you wanted to help him, to cure him, for him to get better. And I really feel like this thing was developed to fix Clayface.
yep,
Like, there's no other reason that, like, because she's like, oh, it's this isotope that lets you do the
control
thing.
Clay.
Yeah, like,
Gee, I wonder who this could be for.
right, so yeah, yeah, the Batman in this one,
I
no,
mean, I get it.
boo.
You wouldn't have an episode, but at the same time, then what's the point if in their first encounter when he notices Clayface is breaking into places, he's like, hey man, remember I said I'd
Oh,
help you. Let
yeah,
me in.
like,
What's
I'm
going
so
on?
glad you came back around because I figured it out.
Yeah. Or
You
he's
know,
like, hey, what's this for? Show me what's up. You can try. I
yeah,
the hand of friendship's out here again.
yes.
I will double check her work and make sure
Mhm.
everything is up to snuff.
Yeah, and you could have easily had a different
I got my buddy
third
Bruce Wayne.
party.
My buddy Bruce Wayne's got all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, you could have had a Daggett or another third party who
Mm,
wants to take advantage of Clayface,
right. Or maybe,
or
I mean, it would be terrible to do this though, but like maybe she's feeding info to some other interested
yeah,
party,
oh yeah, and make her just way more interesting. I'm
Yeah.
down for that too.
Instead,
Like,
she just cries.
yeah, stop. Oh no, yeah, that episode is garbage. That is a
Yeah.
bad episode of Batman. Yeah,
Visually, it looks great. Story wise, it's
awful.
not good. um, I'd say part one's probably the above it. Just because the animation for part one of Feet of Clay really,
Yeah, and the bat plane.
and the
There's
bat
none.
plane and its lack of stealth, and there's not really much. I mean, there's a lot of development of Matt Hagen. I'll give it
Mhm.
that. But also, you're kind of like, when's he gonna start doing the cool Clay shit?
And we get introduced to Teddy. So
We
you
introduced
can't-
Teddy, so it's cool. But also, like their dynamic doesn't get really more interesting until part two.
That's also true.
Yeah,
That's also
they
true.
lay the groundwork, and then everyone just takes off in part two.
Yeah.
So,
Um
all right, where we put? I mean, well, because you got an X, you got. Because I'm trying to remember Secret Society, but
so
yeah.
I mean I would say it goes from the bottom to the top. It's like Mudslide, or probably like Holiday Special,
Mhm.
Mudslide, then the Justice League or the Secret Society,
Yeah.
then one, then two being the pinnacle episode.
Or- But then you got Growing Pains.
So no, sorry. So one, Growing Pains, then two.
Then two. Okay.
Two being the top of the list.
I probably agree with that lineup as well. Yeah. Growing Pains, it's solid. It gives a lot for Clayface and Robin to kind of focus on, especially. And yeah, poor Annie. Are you okay,
Poor
Annie? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? She's clearly not okay.
Oh, she's been hit by a smooth criminal.
Oh my God. Oh.
Oh man. Oh, it writes itself.
I don't know how to feel about this. It's a good one. That was a good one. But of course, yeah, part two. That like character wise, storytelling wise, visually, it's just on a whole nother level than the rest of the series, in my opinion. Like I said, there's a lot of peaks, quite a few valleys, but way more peaks. But this is like the peakiest of the peaks for Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, for sure. Just a solid villain building with like different motivations and different things that aren't necessarily just nefariousness.
Mhm.
And especially episode 2 of Feet of Clay is just solid animation, good storytelling, and a good time. I'm glad that Clayface is around. I like this version of Clayface, and they can do some very, very interesting things
Yeah.
when they choose to.
I'm very curious to see, because this is gonna be more the body horror approach with the movie, obviously. But I'm very curious to see if they'll embrace a little bit more of the outlandish. Like in the trailer, there's hint, like you see a shadow and you see like he's making like a spiked mace with a hand or something like that as a silhouette. So I'm like, are they gonna dabble with him going full mud monster? I'm curious.
I hope like they do keep it more simple, like T-1000 style, like just like knives and bladed things.
Right.
Just because like we're gonna run into the territory where I'm like, why didn't you animate this?
Well, actually, I just realized, like, I think since this is sharing continuity with the new stuff, like, we've already kind of seen Clayface in the Creature Commandos. Like, he featured. We'll see. Maybe this is playing it loose with like the comics, where it's like, oh, there's like multiple Clayfaces.
Yeah,
That's another Clayface.
That was the other Clayface.
Yeah.
That's Karloff. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see exactly like how much continuity, but like even still, like that doesn't even bother me. Like Creature Randos is dope. Check that out, and it can be its own thing. Also, it's not. I'm enjoying the looseness of everything, but Yeah, I'm excited for this movie. I'm scared and excited, and I hope that I can enjoy it and not be like so creeped out that I can't like watch
Sit
it
with it.
multiple times. Yeah, like that's gonna be a shame to me. Just so like I'm gonna have to like go to my therapist and get over some things so that I can fully enjoy this
Right.
movie. But no, I'm excited. It does look good and it looks very visual appealing. But I'm always in the camp of if you're gonna do too much, you might as well just animate it. So like that's really what I don't want to be thinking at the end of it. It's like, wow, I wish you'd have just animated this whole thing and it could have been dope.
I'd say that's a pretty good barometer. It's like give us a good reason as to why it should be live action. Like it can be visually dynamic and live action and compelling. And yeah, you've got a template here. You have to try to outshine a little bit in the animated series. So
Yeah. They set a solid bar.
except let's see. I think someone in the cast is playing a female scientist that he goes to for help. So if it's Stella,
Oh man.
oh man,
God, I hope not. Or again, like make her a full character.
interesting. Yeah,
Give her something. You know, I mean,
yeah.
she's already a brilliant scientist. At least she's got that going. Like, let's make her a full character.
Wouldn't that suck if like the last act is like it ends on he's about to become human and then you see like a gloved hand like switch off the equipment,
Just turn the thing off. Just cut
You're
the
like,
power. Like
Batman,
no.
you dick.
You stinker.
Post credit scene, it's like Robert Pattinson as Batman being like,
Yeah, just like
gotcha.
laughing. It's like sucker, you idiot.
Sucker. I didn't learn a thing when the city flooded.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Anyways.
that's yeah.
You've been watching and listening to The Chat Cave here on McGTV. As always, that's youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Many thanks to my co-host Blaximus. Check out more of his stuff over at the Three Geeks Podcast on YouTube, threegeekspodcast.com, all that good stuff. And as always,
We will see you same chat time, same chat channel, Mike McGTV.